This is Congressman French Hill. Fentanyl has devastated our country. It's so potent that just this amount of fentanyl that in this sweetener packet can kill up to 500 people. I've lost count of the friends and children of friends that have been tragically lost to this terrible, illicit, deadly drug. I've heard countless stories from Central Arkansans who are heartbroken over lost loved ones, such as the Cunningham and McCarty families, who both lost children to opioid addiction, among many others. Fentanyl is the leading cause of overdose deaths in our country. 90% of street-seized drugs have been tested positive for fentanyl, which is 50 times stronger than heroin and 100 times stronger than morphine. To fight this epidemic, I've worked tirelessly throughout my time in Congress to combat this crisis. My bills, the Fentanyl Sanctions Act and the Preventing Overdoses and Saving Lives Act, both were signed into law. These bills place important sanctions on drug manufacturers in China and encourage doctors who are prescribing opioids to simultaneously co-prescribe life-saving opioid overdose reversal drugs like naloxone. Most overdoses have taken place in our nation are caused by these synthetic opioids, including fentanyl, that are illegally smuggled into the United States and distributed within our local towns and cities. Because of the Biden administration's reckless border policies, we've seen record amounts of illegal immigration across our southwest border and leading to a massive influx of illicit drugs flowing across the border every day. In fact, over the last 7 months, more than 17,000 pounds of fentanyl have been seized at the border, already more than all that seized the year before. We must act now to beat the fentanyl crisis. We need to secure our border, partner with Mexico and others to disrupt the movement of fentanyl ingredients from China, toughen criminal penalties, educate our youth on the dangers of exposure or use, and certainly increase funding for life-saving treatments like naloxone, and much more. This week, I was proud to support the Halt Fentanyl Act and the Preventing the Financing of Illegal Synthetic Drugs Act, which take further steps to protect Americans and keep this deadly drug off our streets. Our families, our society, local governments, all of us must continue to take action in our towns and communities and right here in Congress to continue to combat this drug crisis. I thank Teresa Ballou, Tanisha Barnes, Kirk Lane, Justin Buck, and all the others in Arkansas for working so hard to fight the opioid epidemic in our state. We cannot allow more families to be destroyed by this opioid crisis. We must put an end to this senseless loss of life.